You guys want to watch me yeet 10 tickets into the sun? Get ready.
Yeah.
Salutations, everyone. My name is Pietro. I hope you're having a great day. And today I wanted to try something bad. I am going to play a list that I built off of my last hot dogs build, or Kiln Fiend aggro, or whatever else you want to call it. And I'm going to call this Boros Heroic. My idea here is that I'm going to basically play the traditional Kiln Fiend package, except I'm not going to play Kiln Fiend itself. I'm only going to play the creatures around it. So this is going to be a heroic deck, but it's not going to be a heroic deck with Kiln Fiend in it. So I'm going to play the Akroan Crusader, heroic that makes a 1/1. I'm going to play Satyr Hoplite, heroic that gets a counter. And I am going to play 10th District Legionnaire. This is a card that got downshifted somewhat recently into Pauper and hasn't ever made an appearance. It's a 2-mana 2/2 with haste, and the heroic ability it has is a counter and scry 1. So pretty good overall. It has haste in and of itself. You can sort of like sandbag it in your hand and then try to deploy everything in a single turn without needing another spell to do so. And I'm also going to play for Immolating Soul Eater. Now, you might be thinking, why play this over Kiln Fiend? And the short answer is because I think this is better. So, Kiln Fiend is really good when you have multiple spells, but it's the type of card that really needs to be set up properly. So you need multiple spells, sometimes you need spells that are cantrips, but then the cantrips don't usually have power associated with them. So I'm going to play Soul Eater because I am playing for Lotus Petal, and the Soul Eater here is going to allow me to deploy this on turn 1, and then if I have a Temur Battle Rage, I can kill my opponent on turn 2. So that is the basic logic that I'm going with. I am playing a Boros version, so I do have a little bit of white here. I have a Singleton Sentinel's Eyes, just because it's an enchantment that sometimes you can bring back to re-trigger your heroic. It gives your creatures vigilance and a little bit of a power boost. I am playing the Apostle's Blessings, of course, that we normally have in decks like this, though they are mostly colorless spells. And I am going to play 3 Guiding Voice. This is one of the learn spells that has never seen play. It is just a sorcery that puts a +1/+1 counter on a creature, but you get to learn. And then the learn thing is the aspect of the deck that I am the most excited for. I am going to play 2 copies of Yeep Yeep, which for us is literally just a white instant that gives +2/+2. It has some text about targeting an ally. We don't have any allies in the deck. But the good thing is that if you have double white, you can Guiding Voice, put a counter, trigger your creature's heroic, grab Yeep Yeep, cast it, pump it, trigger your creature's heroic again. Not necessarily on the same creature. You can split it if you want. And then to complete my lesson package, I also have a Singleton Firebending lesson, because sometimes you just want a little bit of a removal spell. And I'm going to have 1 Abandoned Attachments for the situations where maybe we are a little flooded, we're going on a longer game, and that sort of thing. Everything else in the deck is pretty self-explanatory. I really like Fewer of the Bitten. I think it's a pretty good pump spell. I really like Brute Force as both protection and just forcing damage through. We have the Mutagenic Growth, which is an all-star of all of these creature-aggressive decks. And then in the sideboard, I have triple Ragehound for the grindier situations, removal, heavy decks, and the like. 4 Cast into the Fire and 4 Red Blast. And that's gonna be it. I fully expect to be destroyed. This is more of a fun experiment than a thing that I expect is going to do well. So if by a miracle I finish like with 2 wins, I'm already going to be super pleased here. Little break for some coffee. And that's going to be it. My idea here is to have a little bit of fun. My mana base is going to be split. So I'm going to be playing basically the same number of forests or of mountains and plains, and I'm gonna play 4 Abraded Bluffs. This is the desert that pings, because sometimes you just need a little bit of extra damage. So I know playing a deck like this with tap lands does not seem great, and it isn't, but the idea here is to just try something different and maybe try to have a little bit of fun here. I do think this deck is going to be worse than red Kiln Fiend and white Heroic, but I am sort of trying to combine both of them here, and we'll see if there's anything here that is actually acceptable for the sort of situation that we are trying to go for. So without further ado, let's head into the matches. Hopefully you enjoy this. Hopefully we can have some fun together. And I'll see you guys at the end so that we can talk again about what we have learned from this league. All right, welcome to round number 1. We are on the draw against Sauk 14. I already have a feeling that this is going to be some sort of red deck, and we are going to get absolutely demolished by our opponent. This hand is actually pretty decent overall. I'm not super bothered by it. Okay, it's not a red deck. Cool. Lava Dart is probably the worst possible thing that we can face when we are playing this. So let's play Unabraded Bluffs. And I am interested here in going a Crone Crusader into Furor of the Bitten on turn 2. Oh, it's Familiars. Jeez, that's not great. All right, so let's... Snap is such a beating here. Okay, actually, let's change of plans. Change of plans. I am just going to 10th District Legionnaire, swing and pass. There is absolutely no way that I am going to open myself up to getting absolutely destroyed by a snap. So I can Abraded Bluffs tapped, but I don't think I need to do that. I think I'll just Furor of the Bitten, trigger. My opponent negated. Okay. Yeah, negate is a very strong draw. Okay. No on the land. Thank you very much. I am just going to Mutagenic Growth this right now. Do I want the Brute Force? So I'm crashing in for 7 this turn. No, for 6 this turn. My opponent's going to be at 11. Brute Force. If I play a Crone Crusader, there is a chance I get to kill my opponent next turn. So okay, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm just swinging. And then I do think I'm going to play the Crone Crusader. Yeah. And theoretically, I'm going to have enough damage here. And the second land is not what I want to see. Oh, okay. So I guess my opponent is dead. Brute Force. Don't need that. That's fine. 8. Apostle's Blessing. Pro Blue. So I guess I'll Apostle's Blessing here as well. Get a dude. Pro Blue. Swing. Play the land. Yay! We got Familiars. Dead on turn 4. All right. Wow, that was unexpected. Dang, cool. So the fact that they had negate there was much better than if they had snap, because if they had snap, we would have absolutely blown them out. So the red blasts definitely got to come in. I definitely want all of these things. Don't think I need the Sentinel's Eyes. And I need 3 more cuts here. Rage Hound is not going to be great. I was very lucky that we had double Apostle's Blessing there. Honestly, I think we might just cut the Timur Battle Rages, because even though they are great, yeah, let's leave a 2 in, and then I'll cut like a Guiding Voice maybe. Sure. The Timur Battle Rages I don't think are going to be great, because they are very vulnerable to blasts, negates, and the like. This is a hand that has a bunch of mana, but it's not stable mana, so I'm not going to keep. And yeah, this is much better. So I'm just going to get rid. I guess my choice here is, how am I going to start? I think I bottom a land, and then I am probably going to go the Crone Crusader turn 2 route. Okay, Immolating Soul Eater is not bad. Lorien Revealed, sure. Second land, all right. I guess I can start with a Hoplite. Sure, I'll just play another one. Yeah, let's play another one. Chancery, okay. So, am I gonna Mutagenic Growth here? Probably. Swing, no blocks. Am I really though? This is very weird, I guess. Sure, let's Mutagenic Growth. My problem with it is that it's just 4 damage, it's not a ton. But I'll play a Soul Eater. And important to note, Soul Eater is not a red creature. Don't love that. That's very bad. Yep, that's fine. So if my opponent's got a bunch of Ephemerates and the like, we are in trouble. No point in attacking since I don't have an attack step. Wouldn't mind drawing a Guiding Voice now. That would be pretty good, actually. Okay, that's decent as well. I guess I'm just swinging here, and then we'll see what's up. Opponent didn't Ghostly Flicker or anything. So this kills my Akron Crusader. What is my opponent trying to do? Because I can just deal so much damage here. Okay, so I got 16 life that I get to pay, which is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus 1, 14, 15. So it is 15 damage that I get. But it's 15 damage only if my opponent has exactly one piece of interaction, right? So let's pay some life. And I do think that I'm going to go for the line here that gives me the chance to kill my opponent through one piece of interaction. So this is 11, mutagenic growth on the hoplite. So this is 14 damage, and this is 15. What you got? Meeting of Minds. Yes, okay. And they died? I didn't even get to cast my Red Blast. I still had it up. Wow. All right. So we are on the scoreboard. 2-0 against Familiars, baby. Let's go. Let's go to round number 2. That was great. I'm going to tell Grecia that I just absolutely dumpstered a Familiars player, so he's going to be upset. Okay. All right. Welcome to round number 2. We are on the draw against Gala 96. This hand is not amazing. I'm still going to keep it. Okay, maybe I shouldn't even have kept it. There are draws that make this hand better, but there are cards in my opponent's hand that can make the hand worse. Okay, that was just an island and a pass. Sure. Ooh, that's a good draw. Yeah, I'll go with that. So, paddle. And I am going to be giving up a lot here to do this. Maybe I shouldn't go all in. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go all in. I think I'll just play it like this. And then next turn, I can do some cool stuff. Because next turn, I'm gonna have Guiding Voice available. I can even maybe go like Guiding Voice, kill a fairy or something. Oh, it was an Aquifer? Tough. Okay. So do you have like a Snuff Out? Interesting. So if my opponent does have a Snuff Out, I guess I want to Guiding Voice the Akron Crusader. I get a dude, they take a bunch of damage, then I still play a Legionnaire and a Fury of the Bitten and attack him, right? Yeah, let's go with that. So, Guiding Voice on the Akron Crusader, get a dude. Okay, that just resolved. I guess I'll go for a Firebending lesson. Okay, opponent hasn't done anything. Play a land. Should I exercise caution? Or should I go absolutely nuts balls to the wall? Maybe I can go halfway. Legionnaire. Is my opponent F6'd? Okay. All right. So this is turn 2 and my opponent has taken 8 points of damage. Okay. That felt good. All right. Sure. Do your thing, friend. I have a Firebending lesson for something. Is this... Okay, it's a cast down. That's... I mean, it's obviously good, but it's fine. Oh, baby. Okay. Swing. No blocks. Mutagenic growth here. Grow my little friend. Don't want the Aberrated Bluffs. I mean, do I go for the kill? They didn't have Snuff Out last turn. It is what it is. I'll just go for it. Hey! Took him down. Turn 3. Dead. Very nice. I don't know what sort of blue-black deck my opponent is playing. Could be Fae. Could be... Terror. In either way, I think I want the Rage Hounds. And probably I can cut the Battle Rages, and I'm just gonna cut all of them. The Immolating Soul Eaters are fine, but if I'm cutting Battle Rages, I think I'll cut 3 of them as well. And I'll call it good there. And I just wanted to say that I sent the message to Grecia from the round 1 Familiars opponent. And in doing so, I just realized that I didn't have the red mana to cast the red blast. So if my opponent had any interaction, they would have gotten me and I wouldn't have been able to kill them. Sometimes it pays off to be stupid. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep this hand. I have a creature and I have some things that I get to do with my creature. Obviously, I don't want to get hit with Snuff Out, but I imagine that's going to be true most of the time. I could have played out the Lotus Petal in case my opponent plays something like Augur of Bolas. Okay, it is Fae. All right. Not really what I wanted to see here. I guess I'll play out these Lotus Petals. Play the Crusader. I really don't want to have to face a Snuff out here. If my opponent has something like Blue Blast, I'm okay with it. Okay. Swing for one. Much less explosive than other hands I've had with the deck. It is what it is. We attacking? We are attacking. Okay, no blocks. Let's see if there's a ninja coming. Ooh, it's a Mukotai. That sucks. I didn't want to see that one. I would have been fine if it was a regular ninja, of course, but this one hurts. No. Yeah, you can replay your fairy. No. Can I get like a... that's not what I was looking for, but I guess it helps. No. So, play it. Swing. No! No, I forgot to attack with my Crusader. No. That sucks. That's really bad. I'm not giving out damage. Oh, that's tough. I'll just kill the Fairy Miscreant and probably lose this game. I wasn't feeling super confident before the Mukotai, but now that I just threw away 2 points of damage, I'm feeling even less confident. Definitely a mistake. Hopefully my opponent just has the nuts and completely obliterates us. No attack. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Ooh, that's nice. Where do I want to put that? Likely on the Crusader? Yeah, at least I'm not going to forget to attack again. Okay. So, attacking with the Soldier tokens is bad, because my opponent just gets to gain 3 life. So I guess I'm just going to attack like this. That's a fine block. Sure, I'm not doing anything to stop that. Please no... Is this Suffocating Fumes? That's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, not much I can do, right? Definitely hurts. I really wished I didn't have a land. If I had any spell, I think I would have been able to punish my opponent pretty significantly there. Hard cast another Mukotai. All right. Okay, please, deck, give me something. Any sort of pump spell, any sort of whatever. That's not what I wanted to see. I'll still play it, but my opponent can now just trade with Myochrome Crusader. And I'll concede this is definitely a situation where I have messed up pretty badly by having the red blasts, because if I had something like Pyroblast, I could target my own creatures and get the triggers off and all of that stuff. So this is a bad situation overall. It is what it is. So I just have to trade here. I'll replay the Sentinel's Eyes so I can at least get a trigger off. I can scry for my next turn. No, please no. So I have a 4/4, but my opponent has lots of good cards in their deck. Any sort of removal spell is likely lights out for me. Hardcast Ninja? I mean, okay. I would rather just hold up, try to... I'm not doing a great job of finding the pump spells that I want. Swing for 4. Good news is that my creature has Vigilance. Bad news is everything else. I think this is a passing of the turn. If my opponent attacks with the Ninja, I can block. Seems like our opponent is pretty flooded here. Yeah, I'll just cast that. Drawing all the creatures in the deck. I don't get to attack with the Hoplite, sadly, but that's fine. The Vigilance from the Sentinel's Eyes here is doing so much. And honestly, I think this might be a situation where my opponent should try to trade with the secondary 10th District Legionnaire, and they agree. Okay, because that puts them in a situation where if they top deck any sort of removal spell, it's really, really good. Sure, I'm not going to interact with that. Another land drop. Okay, is this a Lorien revealed? No. Absolutely not. No. Absolutely not. I will definitely lose my paddle for that. No way I'm gonna let you draw 3. Okay, pump spell, any pump spell, any... No. Guiding Voice would have been so fire here. Good God. Is this an attack with both? I honestly don't know if I'm supposed to attack with the Hoplite or not. Okay, good. No attacks. Okay. All right, that's a thing that does something. It's not a land or another creature, so I guess that's good. Swing. What do you got? Tough. Cast down is tough. Okay. Are you blocking? No blocking. Does that change my decision? So if I Mutagenic Growth, it's a hit for 4. Then I Sentinel's Eyes, my creature goes to 3. No, my creature goes to 4. And then any spell that targets would be a kill next turn. I think I am playing the Mutagenic Growth here. Okay, so opponent gonna take 4. Sentinel's Eyes, baby! Exile some stuff. Okay, let's see it. Still no attack. Soul Eater. All right. Swing for 4. You blocking? You are blocking. Cool. Okay, second main, play Soul Eater. This deck is dumb. So dumb. Okay. Oh, that was rough. Okay, I don't know why you tapped 2 mana, but sure. Come on. Come on, give me something. Anything. Bottom for my opponent. Yeah, you're just looking for a removal spell. Pump. Jeez. Okay. Oh, this is scary. I'm gonna attack their... Like, I'm in a situation where it's super easy. I honestly don't know if I'm supposed to attack with this. Because if I attack, they trade. And then if they top deck a removal spell, I'm in so much trouble. Ooh. Yeah, it is what it is. Sure, let's just go for it. I guess you don't need to block both, but they will. Sure. All right. So no removal, pretty please. Okay, that's not a removal. That's just a blocker. Gives me another shot at drawing something that kills you. Something that kills you. No, please, no, not like this. Yep. I guess I'll play the other mountain. They got so many good draws there. All right, seems like I'm not dead yet. Dude, that's like 4 lands in a row. Swing. Are you going to 1? No, they drew something. No. All right. So I guess that's GG now. They drew another miscreant. Okay. 5 lands in a row. We attacking? Yeah, you should be attacking, definitely. Did you draw a ninja? No ninja. All right. Guess I'm playing my guy. Sure, I'll put the Sentinel's eyes on it. Make it so at the very least it can't get killed by suffocating fumes immediately or Arms of Hadar. Yeah, sure. What a game. All right. Opponent's feeling confident. I don't like it. Ninja. All right. Take your redraw. Replay the miscreant. Sure. Okay. Swing for 3. Is it another blast? Cast down? Cast down. Tough. Okay. So again, game is not over, but it's pretty close to over. I just missed too many turns. I needed 1 turn off the 5 that I drew lands for me to draw something that matters. And again, I am already at 12 life, so it's not impossible for my opponent to just dumpster me here. So what do I need to draw? I need to draw another Legionnaire. I only got 2 in the deck. I need to draw a Legionnaire and for my opponent to not have literally anything. But they are gonna have a lot now because they get to take a bunch of draws. Oh no, I guess the Legionnaire doesn't even do it, right? Because they're gonna have a blocker. Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah. All right. That was tough on both sides, honestly. Okay, now we're gonna be on the play. I think the only reason why we had even a little bit of a chance there was because our opponent kept a hand that had double Mukotai, and the Ambusher is not great in this matchup, I feel like. I would love to play first, yes. So this hand is so weird. I don't have the white mana, and I don't have any pump or protect. I think this is a mulligan. This is also not great. Yeah, these are the kind of hands that just absolutely fumble to a cast down or snuff out or something like it. I need a hand with persistent pump. Not this, I don't think. But is it any better to go down to... They kept 7. Alright, I guess we are keeping, even though we really don't want to. Play the Hoplite, play the Paddle, pass the turn. Okay, Aquifer. Can I draw a protection spell? No protection spell, but the Rage Hound is very good in this matchup. Okay, play the land, swing for 1. And I am just going to swing for 1, I think. Yep. Play the Rage Hound. Rage Hound is very sticky. Oh, Rage Hound would have been great last game. Yeah. Can't believe I didn't find that either. Okay, seems like opponent is just passing the turn. White mana is not what I want to see, but at the very least, it is a card that does something. I guess you know, paddle, planes, sort of, I don't know. There's some level of contradiction here, maybe I want to say. Blue blast on my dude. Is this a thing that yeah, it's probably a thing that I want to try to fight over, right? Maybe I should have cut the brute forces from the deck. You got another one? You do have another one. Okay. So my thing is gonna die, and I think honestly I'm just gonna brute force the Hoplite here. Try to get some damage in. Okay, seems like that worked. You taking 5? Okay, there's no snuff out. Okay, but yeah, the problem was that the brute force was basically like a 4 damage spell there, and that was it. That's what I mean when I say that I don't think the brute forces are great. Maybe I shouldn't even be playing them anymore, because they are sort of like a relic. Cast down. Tough. Okay. So the only good news now is that I can bring back my Rage Hound, but my opponent still has 3 cards in hand. Jesus. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Let's Rage Hound it up. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't even have Brute Force in the deck anymore. Maybe it should be something else. I don't really know what, because there's no other 2/2 enchantment. Do you have another cast down, please? No, no! Yeah, okay. Tough. Sure, take a point of damage, sir. Yeah, I think I'm done here. I am not good enough at protecting my creatures, and again, I already mulliganed once. If I mulliganed again, it would be really bad. Is my opponent maybe not playing Snuff Out? Because I haven't seen it yet. You got a ninja? Yeah. Yeah, and this is when the game starts to derail for me. I think this matchup is absolutely terrible anyway, but at the very least, if I had a hand with protection, I could try to fight through this kind of stuff, but we know that that's not going to happen here. My opponent's got 6 cards in hand, and they are not playing lands, so we know that at the very least they have something better than lands in hand. I am actually going to block. Even though this seems very weird, I think my chances of killing my opponent are higher if they don't have a card advantage engine online. Still no land drop. That's tough. Yeah, well, I'll play it. Sacrifice, Rage Hound. Yeah, that's gonna do it. So we got. I think our match is absolutely terrible against anything that is... Oh, I guess I didn't bring in the Cast into the Fires, right? Maybe that's what I should have done? I completely forgot about that. But honestly, I don't think it would have made a difference. Maybe in the second game, the Cast into the Fires would have been better than the brute forces, but I honestly don't remember much about the second game. I think, yeah, at the end of the day, I think the match went how it's supposed to go. It's really bad for me. I stole game number 1 because my opponent didn't have anything. And then game number 2 went really long because my opponent flooded terribly, but eventually got there when we started to flood as well. And yeah, that's it. We are 1-1. Let's go to the next one. All right, welcome to round number 3. We are on the draw against Bollll. This is a hand that I'm okay keeping. It is pretty explosive, although the planes is not super great. Opponent down to 5. See if we got a spy player. Doesn't look like spy to me. Jeez, okay. The second battle rage is probably not going to be great. Okay, it is just Jund. Good old-fashioned Jund. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. So... Hoplite, and my hope here is that my opponent is playing Galvanic Blast, but I am definitely stuck on red mana here. Krark. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine too. Do you not have a third land? Oh, okay. Can I draw? No, but that is good. So I guess I'll just do this. Oh, no, that's actually not good. Whoops. Because they can just sacrifice another artifact. If I had another red source, I would absolutely blow them out here. Am I just letting this happen then? Maybe I should have just mutagenic growth first. Yeah, this sucks. I think I should have just mutagenic growth and then played the Soul Eater afterwards. I think this was definitely a mistake on my end. Still no land for our opponent. I guess that's good. I'll play the Legionnaire now. I know it is going to resolve because I don't expect them to be playing Snuff Out. I mean, they could be. Is this a thing that I want? Honestly, probably. Swing for 5. I think the protection spell is actually something that I want, even if not now, possibly later on. Again, my opponent... Okay, they found another land. I was going to say, my opponent is very screwed on mana currently, so I think that's all right. So... Brute Force now is 7 damage. It's not lethal for next turn, but I get to set up my next draw. I think I am gonna go for it, yeah. No, don't want an Necron Crusader. Take 7? No, let's not do that. Pro black, grow my dude. That is good. I just don't know if it's good enough. It is... Jeez. That's tough. I don't think that's good enough. So my opponent's gonna go down to 6. Oh, kind of surprised that they popped the landscape there. Didn't want to hold? Pro black. So the worst thing that they can have is definitely Chrysalis. If it's just a removal spell, it's not as bad. Chrysalis is definitely bad because there's nothing I can do against that card currently. I guess that's not true, right? I have the Battle Rage. And that would be 12 damage. Yeah. Okay, actually, Chrysalis is fine. So play a Chrysalis, land into Chrysalis, but no. Okay, seems like it's just a draw spell. Sure. Another bridge. Okay. And a passing of the turn. I guess technically they're not dead, right? So let's try to put a Sentinel's Eyes on this. Okay. Well, all we need is for our opponents to not do anything. Let's get these cast into the fires in here. Do I want the Rage? I honestly don't think I want the Rage Hounds because Rage Hound is just gonna get completely blocked by Chrysalis most of the time. Maybe the Crusaders are not great because of Krark, but they are still pretty good. The cast into the fire is mostly like a tempo play. I get to hit their lands and then sort of do a little bit of a thing. Again, I think I'm just gonna cut the brute forces and maybe I'll reconsider them while on the play. Maybe. This got no lands in it. Not gonna keep. Well, yeah, I guess. Keeping, and unfortunately, I'm getting rid of the Guiding Voice. I do have a curve, which is decent. The problem is that if my Satyr Hoplite dies on turn number 2, I'm in big trouble. Okay, that's good. At least I have a follow-up threat. Interesting that they went Twisted Landscape. Okay. You got a cast down? Immediate cast down? Micro Wellspring? What is it? Lembus. Okay, that's fine. So, what am I going for here? Mutagenic would give me a bit of a bigger threat right away. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go for. So, bump the Hoplite, go to 4, swing. Opponent is going very slowly here, so I'm just gonna play the Soul Eater and pass. So there's an artifact land. Refurbished is fine. I'll just discard a land here. Okay, discard the Apostle's Blessing. Ooh, real good. I think I just gotta go efficiency, right? The second refurb is pretty annoying. Because I wish I could have pumped my, targeted my Satyr Hoplite to pump. Not lucky in that regard. Am I pumping here? Opponent's at 16, I can pay 8, 10, 11, put him down to 5. I do think I'm gonna pump a little bit of damage. Let's do 6. Yeah, okay. Let's trade a little bit of life for damage. Fanatical Offering to draw some cards, that's okay. Ooh, that's tough. Cast down? Ichor Wellspring. Is my opponent dead? I think they're dead. Unless they have a Snuff Out, I'm pretty sure my opponent is dead here. Paddle, Furor of the Bittern on the Hoplite. Swing, no blocks. Pump, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, we beat John! Good job, team. I mean, good job, Hoplite and friends. We are now 2-1. We have already reached my expectations. Any win we get moving forward is absolutely a bonus for me. That was great. That actually felt really good. I'm very pleased about it. And we're just going to immediately go into the next round. We are on the play against Elvis 10. And we already have a hand that is unkeepable. Followed into... Oh, this is a turn 2 kill. Oh, please, opponent, don't have anything. Please don't have anything. Please don't have anything. I'm gonna keep. Get rid of a land. Yeah. Please, please. Please don't have anything. Paddle, land, sacrifice, play Soul Eater, pass the turn. Please don't have anything. Please don't have anything. No mountain, no nothing. Tap land. Yeah! No! My opponent has an Ornithopter. Another Ornithopter. Okay. Alright. So we're not gonna kill my opponent on turn 2. Who plays Ornithopter? We can possibly kill my opponent on turn 3. Let's swing. I imagine they are gonna block with at least 1. Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, yeah, I'll just bump it once. Okay. Kill the Ornithopter, pass the turn. What is my opponent doing? Are you playing like that Kobolds, Ornithopter type of thing? I guess that was a reason not... I know, but they have Metalcraft, never mind. Yeah, if they got another one, I'm in trouble. I did... Wait, what? Go back. Cast. Life. Okay. If they have another one, No! I had to kill turn 2. Damn you, Ornithopters. Damn you. Creature. Any creature. Please. Thank you, deck. Go. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. And my opponent even had a tapped land, but they had the Ornithopters. Is this just Affinity? Like a weird version of Affinity playing Ornithopters? Sure, I'll get rid of the Battle Rage. You do not... Okay. If they had a third Galvanic, I'd be... No, you... Epicure and Ornithopters and Springleaf Drum? This is crazy. So this is one of those unfortunate situations where I'm gonna be stuck in like a weird place with the Acron Crusader. I am gonna do this pre-combat because I'm not trying to ambush my opponent. I'm just gonna do it and still attack. So Mutagenic just gives me another 1/1, but it can get eaten over there. I think I'll just swing as is, and we'll see what happens. Am I trading a Mutagenic Growth for an Ornithopter? It's kind of insane that I'm even asking the question. This is such a weird game already. Jeez. Maybe they're playing ninjas? But if that's the case, they already have a refurb. Things are already bad for me here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Take 4. Oh, I can't believe it. We had it. We had the kill turn 2, and my opponent had like 3 blockers plus double Galvanic that they could cast onto that stuff. They are ninjutsuing. Yeah, thought so. Makes sense. All right. This sucks. Sure, I'll do the thing. Get an extra body, but it's so bad now. Oh, okay. All right, opponent, that's fine. You got the thing. Sure. I hated that. Can't believe they stole my turn 2 kill from me. Some BS. I'm gonna cut the Brute Forces because I don't like that card. I'm just gonna go again with the same strategy as last time. And hopefully the Cast Into the Fires are gonna play the tempo game for us here. Who plays Ornithopter? Who does that? All right. Let's try again. Weird hand. But I think it's a keep. The Apostle's Blessing is actually pretty good here. The unfortunate thing is that, again, my turn 1 play is tapped. But Satyr Hoplite is really good. I guess I need to think about my sequencing here. Because I do think that there is a situation where I want to Hoplite on 1. Okay, my opponent kept on 6. I do think I'm going to Hoplite on 1. And then we'll see what my opponent does about it. Okay. Okay, there's the Ornithopter again. If I draw an untapped land here, it's really good. No untapped land, but it's still pretty good. So, Fear of the Bitten still puts me in range for Galv Blast. Am I fine with that happening? I could just attack, see if they block Apostle's Blessing it. But they're likely not going to block. They're probably going to want a ninja. The sequencing in this deck is surprisingly complex. Because Führer does put my Hoplite at a 4/4. And I don't have an untapped land to absolutely go crazy with that just yet. If I play Führer, they go Galv Blast, I get 2/4 Wand, I lose a whole bunch. And then I need to untap, play Legionnaire, but I don't have anything. The benefit is that if I play Führer and I attack and they don't have the Galvanic Blast, I just absolutely crush my opponent following turn because I can Cast Into the Fire their land and likely get the game over with. This is really hard. I think I'm supposed to go for the aggressive play here. Swing, play the bluffs, pass the turn. And Jesus take the wheel. There's a lot that can go wrong here. Okay, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Now, can I draw an untapped land, pretty please? No, I cannot. So, this is still not too bad. The double, I do think I need to hold up Apostle's Blessing. Bad news is that my opponent's going to draw a bunch of cards. So, let's attack. See if they were ever going to be interested in blocking. They were not. So I do think I'm supposed to play the Acron Crusader. Pass the turn. They do have another land, but they don't have black mana. Drum is okay. Now they do have black mana. Cast Into the Fire. That's okay. So that's just 1 damage to kill my dude. Sure, you can take your redraw. That's obviously good, but they traded 2 mana for 1. You gonna go for it now? Yes, please. Not gonna go for it now. Okay. Land. Oh, you're gonna go in the upkeep. Makes sense. Apostle's Blessing. So give it... Oh, that actually sucks, eh? Because my Fear of the Bitten's gonna fall off. Oh, no, it's not. I can just give protection to something else. Yeah, that's fine. I'll give, because it's 4 damage, my thing has 5. Yeah, I'll give protection from blue. Nice. Swing for 5. Okay, I guess I'm just holding up things to protect my satyr. Galvanic Blast doesn't kill it anymore. You can take your draw. Opponent's drawing so many cards here. That's really tough. Yeah, Thoughtcast, sure. There's another land. You can deploy a bunch of enforcers if you have them. That is super annoying. Okay. Also very annoying. Sure. Okay. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand. The problem is that the Ginger Brute puts them up to 9 life, right? And they can just tap the Epicure that I'm going to try to kill. So if that's the case, I believe I cast Into the Fire the Epicure and my Hoplite. My Hoplite goes up to 6, 7 from the Blessing, and then I leave myself open to killing my opponent with any sort of thing that I draw. And if their last card is like a Hydroblast or whatever, I'm dead. So yeah, 1 damage here, 1 damage on the Hoplite. Please no Hydro, please no Hydro. No, don't do this to me. No! Yeah, that's GG. That's tough. Oh, and I would have gotten there too. Dang, that's very unfortunate. So we got absolutely crushed by that weird affinity deck. It is what it is. I think if we were playing against regular affinity, we would have had a better time than against whatever that was. Because we would have just stolen game number 1, no questions asked, and then we would have a better time in games number 2 and 3 because traditional affinity is slower. And my opponent just had a bunch of Ornithopters to block and like different colored creatures. If they didn't, I guess I would have still died, right? Because they just had the Hydroblast and I didn't have anything that would save me from it. It is unfortunate. We are now 2-2. Let's see if I can finish the last round and stay positive. All right, let's go. We are welcome to round number 5. We are on the play against grajtow. This is a 1-land hand. That said, it's a pretty good 1-land hand. This is really tough, but I think I'm going to keep it. We are on the play. I have untapped lands, and I can put a lot of pressure on my opponent pretty quickly. So land, Hoplite, go. Let's see what we got. Mountain. Okay. Cool. Very cool. Let's put a Furor of the Bitten on this dude. Resolves. Wow. Okay. Attack. No blocks. Brute Force. Take 8. Okay. I got a 5/5. 5/5 turn 2 on the play. That was a highway robbery. Okay. I'm not even going to show that. Attack. Battle Rage. Exactsies. All right. We killed my opponent on turn 3 on the play. That felt good. I like that. Honestly, I don't think I change anything. They are probably playing Madness, so I guess I just pray that I get an explosive draw like that again. Very surprising that my opponent didn't do anything turn 1 there. No, not even an attempt at a Lava Dart or a Bolt or anything. Interesting. They could be playing Rakdos maybe. But even if they are, I don't think that changes anything. Yep. This is a possible turn 2 kill. Now, I guess the question becomes, am I gonna go for the turn 2 kill or not? I don't think I go for the turn 2 kill, unfortunately. I think I just go Satyr Hoplite past the turn. Because I can't protect my Soul Eater against a Lightning Bolt. Lava Dart. That is annoying. I would like that to not happen. So that does do 2 damage to me, though. But the good thing is that now Lava Dart again doesn't kill it. They do need a Lightning Bolt for it. Just a Casting Flame Breather, eh? Okay, sure. Land. Sentinel's Ice. Okay, my dude's a 4/4. Am I gonna go for like a Battle Rage here? If they have Fire Blast, it's really bad, but that puts my dude at a 5/5. Play a Lotus Petal. Swing for 4. Good that I have Vigilance. Vigilance is pretty strong. And honestly, I do think I'm just gonna go for the Soul Eater here. It's just another threat that they might need to deal with. Grab the prize, discarding Fiery Temper. Tough. Okay. Is the Fiery Temper going at the Hoplite? Okay. Are you gonna go Fiery Temper plus Lava Dart? That hurts. That hurts even more. Okay. Uh-huh. Is that it? 2, 6, 8, 16. Okay. that attack actually does make a pretty big difference. Because now I'm going to be at 12. I can no longer pay a bunch of life for my Soul Eater. So, Sentinel's Eyes on the Soul Eater swing, that's 2. I pay 10 life. That's 5. That's 14 points of damage. Yeah, that's very annoying. So, instead, I guess that becomes Legionnaire. Sentinel's Eyes on the Legionnaire. I'll take a Fury. Will I take a Fury of the Bitten? Because this is a card that doesn't synergize with the Battle Rage that I got going on. I don't think I take it, unfortunately, because of the current mana situation that I got. Swing for 5. Pass the turn. Another mountain. Gutter Snipe. Okay. That is actually a relevant draw. So how can I try to do things in a way where I don't die to Fire Blast? I don't think there's a way. I think Fire Blast gets me regardless, right? So let's play this and let's swing and we'll see what my opponent's gonna do. Oh, the Battle Rage is not even lethal because my opponent's at 11. I would deal them 10 points of damage. Maybe I shouldn't have played the land. Double block there? Battle Rage. This is surprisingly tense. Jeez. Okay, opponent reconsidering. Battle Rage. So I think Fire Blast kills me regardless, which means that I just go for it on the Immolating Soul Eater. Battle Rage. No way. Yes! Yes! We got there! Yeah! Damn, Exacxis. Nice. Got a 3-2. Holy moly, that was intense. Woo! Oh, my MTGO even crashed. I can't do anything anymore. Man, that was crazy. That was crazy. Okay, I think we're back. All right, let's talk about what we learned today and see what we can learn for future situations. What do we think about the list? So, okay, first of all, I had a lot of fun playing this, and I will say that I think the list was better, much better than what I was expecting, actually. 10th District Legionnaire was definitely a good card. You saw there over the course of the games. I think the protection spells were overall fine for the situation that we are in. I think we like having the option of the Soul Eater on turn 2. I honestly think the mana base served a pretty good purpose. The Abraded Bluffs and the untapped lands and everything were good. I couldn't get a really good testing out of the lesson package, with the exception of, like, I think round 1 where we used it, I believe it was, and we got like a firebending lesson or something. But overall, that was really fun. I do think that there is something here. So if I were to replay this league, like run it back, I think I'm cutting back on the brute forces because I think this card is not doing what we want here. Not because it's not good, but because it's a card that doesn't generate consistent power. So what do I mean when I say consistent power? I think that we need more things like Rancor, or you can probably see from the recent videos that I recently played, in fact, to a very convincing 4-1 finish. And I think that league showed me the power of Rancor and Briar Shield when you have creatures that are extremely aggressive like this. So I want more things like Furor of the Bitten, more things like Guiding Voice putting a counter on my creatures. We saw Sentinel's Eyes, absolutely great. This card was definitely the MVP of the whole thing. Very good, being able to cast it from the graveyard recurringly off of the Lotus Petals and whatnot. Really good. Some of the things that maybe we could consider. Maybe the Satyr Hoplite could be a Laguna Band Trailblazer because it's a creature that doesn't die to immediate burn and doesn't die to Blue Blast. The problem is that white is the lesser of the two colors in this deck. So I do think that there is something to be said for putting a 1-drop white creature in your deck in the place of Hoplite. But maybe we want something like, I know there's a 2-mana enchantment that gives a creature like 2/2 and Mountain Walk. Maybe we could play that. Maybe we could even play like another one of the auras that White Heroic loves to play. I honestly don't know, but this felt really fun, really good. I love putting Furor of the Bitten on a creature and just going to town. That was absolutely great. I think the lesson package can be very useful. We just need to test a little bit more so we can see how often it's going to be good. And this is still a deck that is going to fold pretty hard to snuff out. So there could be some Emergent Scathed in the main deck, which would allow us to protect ourselves, trigger Heroic twice, and things of that like. But yeah, overall, I loved it. I thought it was much more consistent than I was expecting. I was expecting a complete freak show, like complete hands that can't be capped and super incongruent mana base and whatnot. That was very good. It was really fun. We played against some pretty meta decks. Again, I think if the Affinity player was a traditional Affinity list, like the list that Luffy plays, for example, if it was that, I think we would have had a much better shot. We would have definitely taken game 1, and then we would have like 2 games in order to try and snag a victory from them. But yeah, that was great. I'm very happy with this. It was really fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I am going to very quickly plug the things that I do. I have a Patreon where you can go and get some extra content and support me. And I have recently launched a YouTube membership program. So if you want to watch all of my non-Patreon exclusive content a week early, you can go there immediately. There is already going to be probably like 3 videos that you haven't watched yet available over there that you can go and see. And it's just really cool because you get to help me out and you get like a nice little emblem and you can comment on the videos before other people, and it's really fun and it makes me happy, and that's it. So I hope you have a great day. I hope you take care of yourself, drink water, go outside, touch grass, get some sun in your face, all of those good things. Wear sunscreen and take care of your pets and your loved ones. I miss my cats a lot. They are in my mom's house and they are there all the time and I just miss them a lot, and that's it. I'm gonna stop rambling now. Thank you so much and I'll see you next time. Bye.